The crowning ceremony, you go and you crown the body.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I would have people call me, hey, could you come here? I would fly out of state a lot of times. Has
Are you the sousaphone? What would you say is your biggest, grandest dream for the choir?
I would say for my choir students to live out their own dreams.
All right, welcome back to another episode of This, That, and the Third, where we talk about this and that, and I'm the third. Today, we have a very special guest today, Mr. Lynn Morgan from Hot Springs Junior Academy. You are the choir director at Hot Springs, correct?
Yes, at the high school and middle school. Yeah.
So you're both, high school and middle school.
First year doing it, yeah.
Nice. As it's got to be a lot of work.
A lot of work.
I believe it.
I love it, though. I love it.
All right, I did a little research on you before you got here, just to get familiar with you and what your story is really. So I read that you're the head of the Junior Elite Guard for a funeral home?
Yes, I have had a lot of jobs.
Okay.
I worked for Mitchell Funeral Home in Arkadelphia. Will provide a service for family members whenever they have a mother or daughter or somebody that they're really close to,
Right.
and they want a service, and I would supply that. It's more of a ritual, more of like giving them like a salute, like the military does, like what do they do, like a shooting,
Like a 21 gun salute?
Yes,
like
pretty much the same way. So I would use a crown, so it's I call it a crowning ceremony. So I would come in and I would do a ritual down the aisle with the crown, with a pillow.
Interesting.
Marching down the aisle, and I would crown the body at the end.
Deceased.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Under that. So I've been doing that 5 or 6 years.
So you still do it on your off time?
Yeah. So a lot of times when they call me in, a funeral home will call me and, hey, I have a mother that wants this service. Could you supply? And I travel wherever they would like me to go.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's got to take a lot of focus and like respect,
Focus, stamina, a lot of that, because you don't want to fall.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Hundreds of people.
Something very important to the family. Yeah.
Most definitely.
So it's a crowning ceremony. You go and you crown the body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's interesting. I've never heard of that before.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you get into that market?
I mean, I love people.
Right.
At the end of the day, I love people. So I started working with a funeral home about 5 or 6 when I was in college.
Okay.
So
you went to Henderson, right?
Henderson, graduated bachelor's in music education in Henderson, and it's a small town. Still love it, dear to my heart now. And I started working with Mitchell's Funeral Home. I met the lady I worked at McDonald's for 5 or 6 years. I was a manager at McDonald's throughout college.
All right, so you worked at McDonald's.
Yeah, so I met them, college. I'm always a people person. So always honoring people, supplying people with a service, but all around. So she was, I need somebody to do this. Could you help work the funeral? A lot of times you have to do preparation, which goes to setting up the flowers, talking with the family, consulting the family in their time of need. And that's how I kind of like started. So, hey, they want something else bigger to honor their family member the last time. So they were, hey, could you do this? I'm like, sure. Yeah. I mean, I was already in marching band. So I was in the Henderson Ready marching band for 5 years. So it's kind of like translated over with, the stepping, having the precision.
Right.
With it. So I'm like,
this the performance part of it.
Yes. And
what'd you play in marching band?
Sousaphone.
Oh, okay.
Sousaphone. Break that throughout college. So I got a scholarship playing sousaphone.
Always done both choir and band? You always love to sing and play instruments?
The crazy thing about it, I never took choir at all.
Really? You were a band kid your whole
band kid life. The only time I really sang was mostly in church. So it was just a God-given gift. I never thought I would be a choir teacher at all.
Really?
Never thought. I was a director at a church and actually Hot Springs at Union Baptist. I was the music director, so I played and sang, directed choir, taught parts and everything. And that's where I got a lot of my experience working with older people, younger people, hundreds of kids, being
a range of variety of people.
Yes.
Very diverse. So okay, I did see that you go to Union Baptist now, right?
I go there, yeah. I play there now, and also Greater Ebenezer And
Okay.
my dad is a pastor as well.
Gotcha. Oh, you're a pastor's kid.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I hear that all the time. I hear that all the time.
You do both the church and the middle school and the high school. You're the choir director for all those. What's the difference there? What's the difference between going to school and teaching the choir kids and going to church and being the head of the choir there?
I would say being a lover of people, the main thing is with having a understanding and a bond, having transparency.
Right.
It translates over. The main thing, having a vision, and also putting people in place to help delegate in that aspect to help see your allegiance. Yes, because you can't do it all by yourself. No, I definitely cannot.
Trust. And if you try, you will fail because I've done it. So
I tried that. I said, okay, this is not working.
Yeah, you gotta have people you can trust to do your dream. So you were born in Hope, right?
Yes.
But you were raised in Texarkana.
Yes, I lived in Hope for about when I was 6 years old, and then my dad, he worked for General Electric, and then later on we moved to Texarkana.
GE, like the big GE company?
General Electric, yeah,
Okay.
railroad, yes.
Oh, okay, so he was a railroad guy.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, that's awesome. What would you say? But you live here in Hot Springs now,
Yes.
correct? So what would you say was the biggest difference between being raised in Texarkana and here in Hot Springs? And which one would you prefer?
To be honest, it's no difference to me.
Really? It's pretty much the same, huh?
To me, it is. I mean, we still in the
Texarkana's really not that far.
No, it's about an hour and a half.
Right.
I would say it's more of a community here, maybe, compared to South.
More of a counterculture.
Yes, because it's a little bit smaller, and at the same time, you have different walks of life here more compared to Texarkana because this is a tourist city.
Right.
So you meet people here, and at the same time, they may want to have roots here more so because
I have noticed that Hot Springs is kind of a hub, you know?
Yes.
People come here from all over the world. You know, it's like just for either for the springs or for the mountains or the lake.
Just to get away, mountain, lake, water, and everything like that. I meet a lot of people actually at the gym. Hey, I'm from in Illinois. It's like I went to the gym today and I met him from Illinois. He said, people are so nice here. I'm like, oh, yeah.
So he was just here visiting?
Yes, he has like Airbnb here.
Okay.
He was just visiting.
That's dedication to go work out on vacation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did see that you also did work at McDonald's, right?
Yes. I did a lot of jobs.
I mean, it's kind of, you have to these days. Nowadays, you have to have more than one thing going on, you know, or it's just almost impossible. Did that through college. So you were working at McDonald's?
My junior year, sophomore year, actually. I started working at McDonald's, but I also was a church musician as well. So that's a freelance musician. So I played every Sunday. I would have people call me, hey, could you come here? I would fly out of state a lot of times. I play the sousaphone. Those things, kind of know a little bit of everything, learn from my dad and everything, watching him.
Okay.
A lot. Me and my brothers all play.
That's awesome.
So I have two brothers.
So what all do you play? You play sousaphone, bass guitar, drums, piano?
A little bit of guitar, and I teach private lessons now, too.
Okay. Of all of these instruments?
Just about what I asked. So I have a piano student, drum student, and 2 vocal students.
Okay, so you're just out there all over the place. Maybe I need to get some guitar lessons.
Definitely.
See what's up. When I was growing up, it was band or choir. You know, you couldn't do both. And it's awesome that her generation is getting to do both.
Right.
Because I always thought that was weird. Like they both should go hand in hand, right? They're both musically inclined. They both take discipline. You had to choose one. You had to choose band or choir. Was that how it was when you grew up?
Yes, actually it was. You have to be but it makes you be a well-rounded musician. I mean, reading music, it translates all over. So, I mean, definitely you develop a keen ear for everything now because you can hear it even more.
Right. You know, that's one thing I never really learned to do is sight read. I can read tabs, you know, but I can't sight read. Move on a little bit towards your vision for the future of the Hot Springs Junior Academy Choir. We went to a booster club meeting and it seemed like you had a lot of big plans. What would you say are your most insane goals for the choir? Like from, you know, outsider's perspective, who's like, oh man, that's a crazy idea. And what would you say is your biggest, grandest dream for the choir?
I would say for my choir students to live out their own dreams.
Deep. That's deep. That's really awesome. That actually dove into one of my other questions. But go ahead.
Because I want to see them succeed and do whatever they want to.
And not just choir.
And not be bounded by certain things or by circumstances or by what people think of them.
Right.
The main thing is building confidence and let them know that they have a voice. That's the craziest dream for me, to let when I see them 5 years from now, they're doing what they said they were going to do, and they didn't hold themselves or be crippled by excuses or the failures that they had.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's actually very surprising. That's such a very general answer, but it's actually, it comes out of your own niche, right? Like, you're the choir director, right? But it's great to hear that you would encourage your students to do other things other than choir, to become themselves, So let's talk about New York a little bit.
Okay.
That's this year, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are you most excited about New York?
The overall experience for them, because one thing I know my dad taught me: if you don't go, you won't grow.
Okay. I like that. I'm gonna write that down. If you don't go, you won't grow.
So a lot of times, some students don't have the necessary means to go to different places, experience or be out of the four walls of their own town.
Right.
And I want to give them as much exposure as possible to see, hey, it's a whole nother world besides the town that you live in. Yes, it's going to be scary, but at the same time, I'm giving you a little sample after what it is. At the same time, being somebody to be your safety net. Now, hey, this is what you can do.
Right.
And imparting
there's a whole wide world out there.
Yes, and being positive in the aspect now, so when they get out there on their own, hey, Mr. Morgan is back in my mind. He said I can do this.
Right.
I'm here now. This is what I was born to do. This is what I'm supposed to be.
Nice. So what I'm hearing from you is that you really want your students to discover their own calling.
Yes.
And their own purpose.
Most definitely.
Which is hard to do.
And my main thing, it takes time. A lot of times, I don't want them to beat up on themselves. I can't do this, or looking at everybody else, because social media paints a picture of you supposed to be doing this at this time,
right? Or
you should act like this. You should look like this. No,
societal expectations that
are
often unrealistic.
Yeah, because it's different from when I was growing up. We had the flip phones. We didn't have all the social media. We may have MySpace, AOL, internet,
MySpace, the emo days.
10 cents a minute, you had to text it, you had to look at it in black and white, the snake game. But now it's so many different things that they are exposed to, that if they look in the mirror so much, they'll start trying to look like somebody else than what they are,
right?
Who they are as a person,
right? It's these societal expectations of social media, and nobody posts a bad selfie. Everyone posts a highlight reel of what they think you want to see. And a lot of it seems disingenuous at times. People, oh, I did this, I did that. Here's a photo. I'm here at the club with my friends, whatever. But, half the time, like, it's not real. That's not their real life.
Yes, filters. Right. You only saw 10 seconds of this, but then at the end of the day, it's gone.
Right.
But you're trying to be validated by everybody by likes. Oh, I got 10 likes. I got 100 followers. But at the same time, is that actually helping you, or is that hurting you?
Now, how do you separate that personally? Like, how do you, because, we're all on social media, right? Regardless, we all still get that little dopamine hit whenever you get the share, the like, or whatever. How do you try and control that, manage that expectation for yourself?
I would say mentally, as soon as some people will praise you, they can tear you down at the same time. The same praise that they give you, they can tear you down quickly, and you have to have that mindset to be strong. I know who I am as a person.
Regardless of what the internet says.
When it's positive, no matter you post a major filter, somebody always going to see some flaw in it.
Right.
Just like athletes, they have to be mentally disciplined as well. Yeah, you're making $100 million, but at the same time, you're always going to have those critics,
right,
pointing out something. Oh, you missed that pass.
You missed this punt. You missed
yes. You're terrible.
Yeah, well, you
did this, but they're not in your shoes.
Yeah, even if you go to the wrong restaurant, you're under the microscope.
Yes,
as that.
The main thing is empathy. We don't have enough empathy, and the main thing, our society is going in the opposite direction. Consistently, we're not showing empathy.
Right.
You're not in my shoes, so you don't know. True enough, but we're not magnifying the positivity enough.
Right.
And that's why we have so many students are so off the dopamine kick with social media, trying to get the likes and all this to whatever extent to get the likes up.
Right.
Whether it's harmful to your body or somebody else by showing negative things, but that get more praise than the positive.
Right. Harmful trends get a lot of engagement. Like a few years back where people were eating Tide Pods, like what? But it was trendy. People were doing it. People were getting shares and likes,
Just for the monetary things, money. The root of all evil a lot of times is money, because how can I get more money? Oh, I have to do this crazy thing
right,
by putting our life in jeopardy.
Right.
But I got it though. Oh, okay, go ahead.
I don't know. I wouldn't eat. I don't know. Maybe it depends if somebody was like, "Hey, here's $10,000. Eat this Tide Pod."
Well, crazy. When I was little, I was eating. I kind of ate detergent a little bit. Don't tell nobody.
Really?
I don't know what it was. I had a little detergent tablespoon of it or something every now and then. My mother's like, "Where my detergent going? Where in sugar?" You know what I'm saying? Guess it was the tanginess of it all. I don't know.
Okay. Well, since you admitted that, I'll admit that I used to eat deodorant.
Mm.
And the little, do you know how they used to come in little rolling balls?
Real.
That's true. But yeah, when I was a kid, when I was probably about, I don't know, 9, 10, you know, the little rolly balls, the little rolly deodorants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I used to just, like a lollipop. You know what I'm saying? The little roll. So now that we both admitted that, we're going to move on. There y'all know. So, okay. So for the people that don't know, what's happening with New York? Like, how does that work for your choir?
It's a 5-day trip where they're experiencing. I had the call from one of my mentors, Dr. Farr. He wanted to select a choir and a director to be on the same stages with him as he performed the. It's an excerpt from, I think, the ballad, one of the ballads.
And this is at Carnegie
Hall. Yeah. So they're selecting, I think, a couple of other schools within the United States. So we were one of them.
Oh, wow.
So to get selected. So I was really excited about that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that don't happen too often. They have a lot of stuff, but at the same time, that's been like ultimate goal for us to experience something like that together. Like every 3 years, I want to take them on a big trip.
Right.
To experience something on a high level to see, hey, I can do this.
Professional,
yeah,
top-notch level.
Yeah, very top-notch.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't get bigger than Carnegie Hall, not really.
Nothing at all.
When is this happening?
It'll be in June.
So next year?
This year, the end of the summer.
Okay.
So June 20.
Oh, okay. This school year. I see.
Yes, this school year.
Gotcha. Okay.
June 26th through the 28th. So it's like a 5-day trip. Each day will be rehearsal times where we get to know everybody else with the director, the pieces that he'll be conducting. We have rehearsals throughout every day. And in between, we'll have opportunities to go and experience New York.
Will the actual performance be like televised?
I believe it should be. Hopefully so.
Okay, so we can watch it from home?
Most definitely. As it gets progressed further, then they give us even more details and stuff like that. So the main thing, laying out, having finances, that's the main thing I'm looking at now, because it's quite pricey a little bit.
Yeah, I imagine.
It costs.
So you were chosen for this out of all the schools in the U.S.?
Yes, just about, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But you have, the thing is you have to fund it yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Luckily, I'm happy to have the school gave us funding to help us go along as well, but still we have to do our due diligence.
Still got to come up with some. So what would be the best way if one of our viewers wanted to help support? What would be the best way?
Definitely, you can sponsor us and make a check out to Hot Springs Junior Academy Choir or Junior Hot Springs World Class High School. Any monetary gifts would be happy for us to have.
Much appreciated, for sure.
Yes, most definitely. So we will be doing a lot of fundraisers coming up in the next month.
Bring that up.
I know one we will be having on September 20th, where I will send out Double Good. One of the main ones we like to do, kind of like a teaser for all the parents to get engaged. Double Good is one that we do.
And that's where you sell the popcorn.
Yes.
Right.
So that's text message based. Also, I will be starting one the end of this month for Panda Express. So they have virtual ones where we make 28% of it. So we'll send out a QR code where they can just say, hey, I'm here to support Hot Springs World Class High School, Hot Springs Junior Academy. All the funding goes together in the same
same pool.
Yes, the same pool.
So and we'll have everything linked in the description or whatever if you want to help support the choir program, which they definitely deserve it. We'll have the links in the description and we'll keep you updated. And if we get any leads or anything, we'll send them your way for sure. All right, so let's talk about you a little bit. Just what. I saw a little bit that you like to go fishing. Is that true?
Love it. Love going fishing.
Okay.
When I have time.
Right. It's hard to cut out time for fishing because it takes so long. It takes all day, but where's your favorite fishing spot?
My parents are from Ozan, Arkansas.
Ozan,
Arkansas. So it's the outskirts of Hope. It's about 15, 20 miles outskirts. And I have a lot of family. My mom had 14 sisters and brothers.
Okay.
So a lot of this, a lot.
That's a lot.
So it was 10 girls, 5 boys.
That's crazy. That's like
Yep.
Mormon family.
Yeah. So I have a lot of cousins, and then my grandfather had, I think it was 8 of them, and then my grandmother had, I think it was 9 of them.
Wow.
So pretty big family. So Ozan is kind of where I love to go. That's where my aunts live, and she has a major, huge lake behind her house. So
Oh, nice.
love catching fish out
But
there.
your stomping grounds is Ozan.
Most definitely. I love going.
Yeah, I was raised in a big family as well. My grandmother had 13 kids.
Okay.
So I have, hundreds of cousins as well. So I understand what it's like coming from a huge family like that. And now most of them are in Venezuela still, but but having your aunts there, I know what that's like,
Yes.
I was raised by women mostly because, back then all the men were always at work and the women were, at home taking care of the children. So, probably about 10 women at a time would be taking care of me any given time,
Like a village.
my grandma.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I know exactly what it's like to have a big family like that. So you like fishing and you like doing that in Ozan?
Ozan.
How do you spell that?
Ozan.
Ozan. So like Ozark, except with an N. Interesting. I've never heard of that. All right. So let's talk about a couple more. You like working out, obviously. You're
6 days a week.
6 days a week?
About 6 days a week, yeah.
That's dedication, man. I do.
My goal, actually, like ever since I was younger, I always wanted to compete. Like compete in like bodybuilding, men's physique, because I was a scrawny kid. I was really small, was bullied. So I'm like, okay, one of these days, I still got my magazines from when I was in middle school. Like one day I'm gonna look like that. So I mean, I was working out.
Getting there.
So it is a competition coming up in October, and I'm trying to compete. So that's why I've really been hitting it harder. So
you're gonna be in the bodybuilding competition in October?
Trying to. That's the goal.
Hey, we can support that. Come on, you gotta have more than one passion. You know what I'm saying?
Got to.
Where's that gonna be?
It's gonna be in town, actually, Hot Springs.
Okay,
at Convention Center.
Oh, okay. So let me mark that down. What date is that again?
I'm not exactly sure. I know I got 5 weeks. You left clean
season.
Yes.
October at the Convention Center.
So I'm trying to prepare for that.
We're totally coming. Okay.
Have Jay sing a solo. Yeah. Coming to the stage.
Yeah, come on. Okay, so I have a tough question for you. Obviously you have a very personal connection with God. You like, you're in church and stuff, and it translates into your other hobbies and passions. So if you had to pick between never being able to go to church again and never being able to sing again, which one would you pick?
So never being able to go to church again, or never be able to sing again?
To sing again. Ever again.
I mean, I would say sing, because I can play.
You say I can play. That's fine. Yeah, I can still jam at church.
Yeah.
That's a nice loophole. I like that. That's a good answer.
And with the church is within you.
Okay.
It's not always about, if you go to church because you want to be with other people like-minded and have the same faith, because you all different structures and also situations you got to deal with. So you come to, as a community, to hold on to each other and to bond,
right,
more or less. But within the church, it's within you and not so much within the 4 walls.
So you believe that faith is more inside your heart than in a building full of people that believe the same thing?
Because once you go to church, what are you doing once you get out?
Right. So you have to carry that with you. That makes sense.
Yes. Because
there are a lot of people that just go to church just to go, you know what I'm saying? Just for the social aspect.
Yeah.
Just to hang out. Yeah. It is a ritual for sure. But that also, as humans, we're social creatures. We depend on community to validate our own realities. So I think maybe that's why I haven't been because I believe that too. I believe that if you have a connection with a higher power or the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, that I think it's within you. If you have that connection with that being or that communication with, whatever you believe, I don't think you need to be within a certain building or whatever to do it. Right?
Yeah, to certain aspects, but still the main thing, you have to be grounded to something with like minds.
Right.
Same way. Just having that faith with whatever situation you're dealing with, just like you have faith sitting in that chair. You sit in the chair without thinking.
Right.
And that was faith within itself,
That's true. I have faith in gravity right now that's going to hold me up. So, okay. I like that answer. You got some good answers. Okay. What is the coolest place you've ever traveled to? Ever? What was your favorite place in the world that you've ever been?
Belize.
Belize.
Mm-hmm.
And why?
That was my first experience going on a cruise ship. So I
Okay.
did a 7-day cruise ship, and that was one of the places I went to, and we did cave canoeing, and that was a great experience.
That sounds awesome.
It was scary because it was pitch black, but I mean, and it was like 10 feet deep and going through this cave, and it was.
How do you navigate?
We had a navigator, and it was a group of us, and we had what's the donut things called? Floats? Yeah, floats. Yeah, floats. So we had them all connected together, like 10 in a row. We had right in front. Yeah.
He knew where he was going. I see. So because
we still had a guide. So we had a guide. He was guiding us through the cave. So that was a great experience.
And it was just pitch black. It was just
quiet, but we had the little head.
Oh yeah, headlamps. Okay. How long ago was this?
2019. Oh, so not too far. 2019, 2018. And the crazy thing about it, before I thought about taking this job, I wanted to play on a cruise ship and be a musician because they offered me a position. Like, hey, we have a position open. Would you like to come? Because the crazy thing, I got on the cruise ship and you can always peep out musicians.
Yeah.
Just how they
look. Feel them out. Yeah.
And I went to one of the gigs that they had on the cruise ship. You know, they play all over.
Yeah.
And like day 2, they're like, you play? I'm like, I play a little bit. And they're like, come on up here. Hey, can you play drums on this set? And I'm like, okay. Can you play bass on this set? Okay.
Nice.
I mean, so it was a great experience. So
during the cruise, you played with them?
Yeah, I played like 2 nights. It was success. Yeah.
Okay. So you were like, I'm going on a cruise and started jamming with the band.
Yes. That's amazing.
So what made you turn that down?
That's when COVID started happening.
And shut down everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was definitely because they do like 9 and 8 month contracts and stuff on the cruise. Right. Yeah. And then COVID happened. So I'm like,
wow. So if COVID hadn't happened, you might be on a cruise ship right now jamming.
Really consider.
Wow. It's crazy how it really just changed a lot of people's directions, you know?
No, definitely. Unless I had no idea I was going to teach choir. I wasn't even thinking about applying to be a choir teacher. And like the day before when I was going to graduate, I have to do an exiting interview. And I interviewed with Miss Rossberg. And she just loved my presentation because I was interning at elementary school and everything like that. She said, I want to interview you again for a position we have. I'm like, choir? I don't know about all that. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm about to graduate and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to go back to McDonald's or something like that. Yeah, so I don't know what I want to do. I know I want to teach, but I'm not for sure. So I interviewed. I'm like, well, she said, we want to do a second interview. Come to the school the day of graduation. So I interviewed the day you graduated. 2 hours before I graduated, they interviewed me. Oh. And then an hour before I graduated, they offered me the position.
Wow. So as you're walking across the stage, you got a fresh job lined up. That's crazy. That's amazing. A lot of people can't find a job when they get out of college. It was a blessing. They'll sit around for years and years trying to find something in their field and end up having to do something else.
Yeah, I mean, that's why my favorite show is Strong, because I mean, it was definitely tailor-made for all the obstacles that I had throughout high school, throughout college and high school, right. That it just confirmed I'm where I'm supposed to be. Because there was a lot of delays, procrastination at the same time, but a lot of stuff I didn't feel good enough, significant enough. Failed my practice exam 4 or 5 times.
Really?
Multiple times. And I'm just like, man, I'm about to get this up because I can't do this. Yeah. I can be a manager at McDonald's and be making more. There's something else. That's why I started giving up, but I kept staying with the faith and it paid off.
You know what's insane? You're the second person on this podcast that said, I could have stayed at McDonald's and made more, but instead chose to follow their passion. You know, we had I consider him a friend now that we interviewed him. His name is Monster Michael Todd. He's a world wrestling champion, world arm wrestling champion.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, big old ears. Yeah, super sweet guy. He looks super mean, but like him and his wife, super nice.
Yes.
And he said the exact same thing. He said, you know, I could have made more money working at McDonald's, but instead I chose to follow my passion. And then he got to go all over the world. Mm-hmm. You know, he proposed to his wife. We had a Lamborghini on beaches and like it was, you know. So one thing that I've been learning a lot about talking with people like this is that the monetary value there is nowhere near what the experiences bring. You know, like he said he hasn't won, you know, as much money. He said maybe over his career, he said maybe $100,000 in winning purses from arm wrestling. And like I said, if he would have just worked at McDonald's for those 30 years, he probably would have made more money. But he wouldn't be who he is today.
Right.
And I think
it's not all about money. It's about the journey a lot of times too.
Right.
And also
it's hard to journey without money though sometimes,
Delayed but not denied. A lot of times you may be delayed on situations, but you're not denied the opportunity when it's your time to go.
Okay. I like that. Delayed but not denied. I'm gonna quote you on that one. What about your favorite place that you've ever traveled? What about your dream destination? If money wasn't an issue, if you had no issue for the journey, where would you journey?
Dubai.
Dubai?
Yes, that's all.
I've always wanted to check it out too.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
It looks so futuristic, and it's like when we were growing up and we were watching sci-fi and stuff, that's what Dubai looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dream utopia city, I'm surprised they don't have flying cars yet, but they probably do. They look at all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah. So that's a good answer. Would you make that like a trip for your choir? Would you ever want to take your choir to Dubai?
Let me go first, and then I take them to see how it is.
Let me lay the ground rules, see what's up, see what it's like.
Because my main thing is student safety.
Safety, yes, for
that's
sure.
The priority.
Taking them, abroad is dangerous anyway. Like traveling abroad is just dangerous in general. But so, do you have a passport now?
No, I actually got to get it soon. I've been talking about it for the longest. I need to do that. I've been procrastinating on that.
There's a passport office here.
Yes.
You can do it the same day here.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. Tom's daughter, our owner / operator, his daughter came from Nashville just to come to Hot Springs just to do that. Because they do the same day passport thing.
Oh.
Apparently it's one of 2 places in the entire nation that does it. Didn't know that.
I need to get on that.
So I was doing a little research on you today, and it said that you were a special needs paraprofessional.
Yes.
What does that mean?
A teacher aide that helped in a special needs program in Arkadelphia. So prior to coming here, I did that for 5 years.
Okay.
So working with one-on-ones with a lot of impaired students.
Okay, but it didn't have anything to do with music.
No,
it was just all purely academic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how was that?
It taught me a lot of patience.
Patience, I bet.
A lot of patience, and
that you probably can translate it to your choir kids, huh?
And I would say transparency and being grateful, because not everybody learns the same.
Right.
And we have all different impairments that we don't speak about. And at the same time, being thankful for who I am as a person as well.
And some impairments aren't as obvious. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Some people have different learning disabilities that you can't really tell on the surface,
right,
until you start to try and teach them something.
So that taught me a lot of patience, and understanding for those students. But I learned a lot from the different teachers that I worked with during that time. So that helped me to be actually the teacher I am today. Without them, I probably wouldn't be here, because they really pushed me to finish my degree. Like I said before, I failed a lot, and I was just like, okay, I'm complacent. Hey, I'm loving what I'm doing here. I'm helping students, and I'm making a big change. But they said, hey, it's greater for you. So we want you to get out of here and have your own and teach your own students as well. So if I had to stay there, I would still be there, but I wouldn't be here today.
Right. So that was kind of like the pressure cooker that turned you into a diamond type.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay. Interesting. What do you think that was the hardest part about teaching special needs?
Behaviors.
Yeah.
Anything could be a trigger.
Yeah.
You
just walk in one day and they just be triggered for no reason.
Yeah, somebody out of place, another kid tick them off or something like that, and they don't have, the mental capacity to control certain things. So me having to de-escalate, maybe have to use a little force.
Right.
So, because I was like the only guy.
Right.
So.
Dang, okay, so
yeah.
Sometimes it got to that point.
Yeah. Yes. That most definitely did.
Because, you think like the most skills in that particular niche of teaching, because that's a very rare form of teaching. Now regular teachers don't have to deal with.
Had a whole lot of a lot of nonverbal students, so you have them trying to find ways to communicate with them in other ways and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So like what? Like how would you try and communicate with a nonverbal?
Sign language, couple of hand sign language. They may not still comprehend what you're saying, but at least if they need to know basic thing, okay, bathroom, certain things. What are you pointing to? What you need? What do you want? And finding other ways to kind of teach them life skills. That's the main thing, because a lot of times some of those students don't have the capacity to learn writing or reading. So maybe if we can teach them to write their first name and have life skills on to live on their own, because once they get older, hey, that means
Just something to help them in their own.
yes, to keep the cognitive skills going, folding clothes, simple things, folding clothes, using the bathroom,
brushing your teeth,
basic stuff that we take for granted. A lot of times they didn't have the capacity to do those things.
That's crazy, because when you think about, most people just get taught to brush their teeth. They don't have to think about it. Like, it's just part of their routine. They didn't have, but that is a skill you have to learn. It's something that if you don't have the motor functions or the mental capacity, it takes practice and repetition.
And a lot of things that, stuff can happen in an instant. Different traumatic situations, trauma could happen in an instant. The main thing is being grateful. Like I tell my students, being grateful, because you never know, that could be you. If you're making fun of somebody that has a slight impairment and you make it fun,
in a car wreck tomorrow, and
that it'll be you. So I had one student, got arrested. So he passed maybe about 3 months ago. He was only 24. So he was young, and he was a student that could not speak, and he could not eat either. So the only way he could intake is through liquids,
like feeding tubes.
Liquids, yeah. So he was a great kid, very peculiar.
My condolences.
So he was really close, because he was like one of the one-on-one students that I work with on a regular basis.
Yeah, and when you're working with someone that long and that closely, that you
can see them on, they graduate and everything like that and stuff. So yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that, man. Well, that's got to be tough. When you get attached and you lose someone like that, especially as a student, someone younger than you.
Exactly.
It's always tragic loss of life is always tragic, but younger loss of life is especially tragic.
Most definitely.
Oh, that's sad. Let's move on to something a little cheerier. So, what are your top 5 favorite bands right now? Musicians, as far as it could be any genre. Like, what is Mr. Morgan jam to in his car?
It's a mixture of everything, just about. I would say Moonchild.
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 The artist name?
That's a group. Moonchild.
Okay. What's that? What genre would you?
I would say it's neo soul. Okay. It's a mixture. It's real smooth. It's real smooth. It's real smooth. I saw they went to the Hall in Little Rock some time ago, and they were amazing.
Now, the Hall used to be downtown music, right? Back in the day?
I guess.
I'm not sure.
I think so. They have a lot of concerts here and there now. Yeah, I think so.
I think I've been to the building back in the day, but I haven't been to it since it's been renamed the Hall. So,
okay.
Is it still like, it's like downtown-ish, right?
Yeah.
Like right off of
not too far from the Capitol, I guess.
Yeah.
Diagonal, maybe 3 blocks away or something like that.
So I think it is the same spot.
Right off the interstate, kind of like.
It's a very intimate venue, kind of small venue.
Yeah.
I've definitely been there. I've always wanted to play there. I've played Stickies, I've played Vino's, and we played Whitewater Tavern once, but I've never done the Hall. I've always wanted to play there. But, my performing days might be behind me at this point. But now maybe we could just do the podcast there or something. Yeah.
You never know. I mean, it's always musicians. You need them all the time.
That's true. Okay, so Moonchild would be number 1. I need 4
Dirty
suggestions.
Dirty Loops.
Dirty Loops.
They do a lot of revamps and covers of different bands. Dirty Loops are amazing.
Okay.
Scary Pockets.
Scary Pockets. Okay. I like these band names. They're super interesting. Scary Pockets, Dirty Loops.
Another one. And you said musicians as well?
Yeah. Even if it's like a classical piece, something that you just been that gets you through your day. You know what I mean? Something that you jam to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So somebody I listen to is a gospel artist, but he has like a lot of groovy stuff. Is Doobie Powell?
Doobie Powell?
Yes.
And I'm going to check all these out afterwards.
Like Doobie Powell is like, he has one song that says "Have a good day." I kind of listen to that every morning to get myself going, just about every morning.
I respect that. You gotta have an anthem to get you good.
Yes, most definitely. Was that 4?
You got one more, yeah.
That's hard.
I know.
I mean, let me pick.
For me, it's hard to choose 5 because I listen to so much diverse music.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if I go from literally from K-pop to like UK grime to like epic. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
it's hard to pinpoint down. That's why I said 5. I didn't want to say top 1
Okay.
because for me it'd be impossible.
PJ Morton is really good.
PJ Morton.
PJ Morton. He's a musician for Maroon 5 as well, but he has some stuff out and he's amazing.
Like on his solo stuff?
Yes.
Okay, PJ Morton. I'm after what does he play? Guitar?
Piano.
Piano?
Yeah, he's a pianist.
Are you a Sleep Token fan? You like Sleep Token?
Who that?
Oh, that's okay.
All right,
I'll give you my
okay. That sounds familiar.
5. All right, so we can exchange music here. So lately I've been, not so much lately, I've been super obsessed with Sleep Token for the last couple of years. And I think a lot of it is because of the lore. They're like an anonymous band.
Okay.
They're like dressed up all in like culty, you know, costumes basically. But like they have this whole storyline behind their band about how the lead singer got basically in this deal with his deity, and it's crazy. So you gotta check out Sleep Token. For me, another band that I've been listening to a lot is called the Home Team.
Home Team.
Yeah, they're kind of jammy indie rock, but the vocalist is insane. I like for me, especially when I was growing up, I was always impressed with male vocalists that had super high ranges. You know, because that's just it's so rare to find. So he really impressed me lately with a lot of his stuff. Let's see, what else have I been obsessed with lately? Scoochie Boochie. So there's this rap. No, he's gonna be up there. So there's this artist called Scoochie Boochie, and he's like a comedy rapper.
Okay.
Right? And none of his songs are serious, but they're hilarious, dude. And whenever I'm feeling some type of way, I'm not feeling too great that day, and I'll put on one of his songs, and it's one of those mood lifters for me. She hates it. She hates it when I put it on because it's so silly. But there's a surprising amount of production that goes behind it. Like he's got some decent beats, and he like thinks about his lines quite a bit. And so Scoochie Boochie would probably be number 3. Number 4, I've always loved instrumental music. I like listening to a lot of just like beats. Because my history in hip hop or whatever, I used to rap a lot, so I would just listen to beats over and over. But I've noticed if you're especially sensitive that day, or like you're not feeling, lyrics can be distracting sometimes in music. So Polyphia is probably one of my favorite bands, and they're like a math rock, math metal type, and there's no words at all. It's just all guitar, bass, drum. Standard 4-piece setup. But it's crazy how much emotion you can still invoke without any vocals or lyrics. So was that 5? Was that 4?
4.
Okay. So one more. Something and I blame my children for this. I've downloaded the entire Epic musical onto my download list on YouTube, and I'm probably going to have to list that as my number, Jorge Rivera. Yeah, probably. Because that's as far as what we've been listening to lately, and I think his story is insane. He wrote the whole play, he sings in it, and then he basically collaborated and got all these people to make this musical.
He also reached out to most of them online, like on TikTok.
Right. So
they all met, like most of them met in person.
See, that's awesome. So this one guy basically wrote and organized this entire, it's 40 tracks. It's a 40-track play, Yeah. So it's about the Iliad and the Odyssey, right? Well, the Iliad, the Odyssey.
It's the Odyssey he's making.
He's making the Iliad. Yeah. So it's a musical based on that, which I love Greek mythology anyway. And he's one of those guys that has incredible range. Like, not only did he write the whole play, but he's also in it, and he's also amazing. Like, you got to check it out. I'm surprised she hasn't told you about this. You guys should do an epic song for choir. That's happening, hopefully. We'll make it. We'll make it shake.
Lead singer over there. Okay.
Okay. How would you define good music? What to you defines a good song? Is it the catchiness of it? Is it more technical, or is it just a general vibe for you?
The space.
Okay.
I would say space. One thing, a lot of music sometimes has just too much going on.
I agree with that.
Very too much. So you like, my head hurt after listening to this music. I shouldn't have that.
Right.
My main thing, it should be something, depend on the mood.
Right.
So something calm and understanding, but the placement as well.
Timing.
Well, the instrumentation, okay, the breaks.
Right.
They giving the song a rest.
Right.
The adaptation of the different instrumentation coming in, and then the decreasing of the instrumentation going in as well.
Right.
I would say this is a journey of
build up, crescendo, and then that.
Yeah.
I agree with
that it presents.
So I think that's one of the biggest reasons I'm really big into Sleep Token, because most artists these days make 2-minute songs.
And that's how it
Pretty
is
short,
nowadays. Yeah.
pretty catchy. They don't give the song time to build. It's usually pretty cookie cutter, verse, chorus, verse. Bridge, outro.
And it costs more for longer songs.
Right.
It
They
costs
cost
more.
more to produce.
And at the same time, a lot of musicians are doing revamps. So they revamp the song and they add a disco beat or something
Right.
to get more
covers and covers, yeah, and they sample this and do that. And I think you're right. It doesn't give it enough time to build. To me, that's one of the biggest metrics to a good song or a good artist, is how much time they allow the lack of instrumentality to breathe. You know what I mean? Like when you have one of my favorite things is when a artist or a band has half their song in, like, let's say 4/4, and then they break it down and go to like halftime. When they do a huge time switch, because it gives you a contrast between the exact same notes, just in a different timing.
Yeah, A section, B section, A prime, and things of that nature. But also, I would say it's a generational gap as well, because the older generation, they used to those old school songs that last 5 minutes, and they there. But the younger generation, kind of like the microwave, wait, we need this, and we done. I'm on
now.
Yes.
Yeah, I've noticed that, and I think a lot of it has to do with the way that music is marketed to people these days. On Spotify and stuff, you can list more 2-minute songs on Spotify than having 5 9-minute songs.
Yeah,
I mean,
because you playing for studio time as well too,
right?
I mean, studio time, and what can I get out of? I mean, they have the different platforms, but they only paying like a point of a penny a lot of times. Like for 100 streams, I think on Spotify, to make $1, you got to have like 100 streams just to make $1.
No, it's crazy. It's actually I think they got into a lawsuit over this at one point, because a friend of mine, he's in a band called Queen Anne's Revenge here in Little Rock, and he had like 100,000 streams, and his Spotify payout was like insignificant. You know what I mean? It was like in the cents. And he put in so much work to get these streams. You think 100,000 streams, wow, that's awesome, but at the end of the day, that's not really what's going to pay the bills. Is even if you have 1 million streams, it's still not going to be near as close as you think. So, and as someone who's got my music out there, I get that too. We have songs that have thousands of streams, but if I were to go to my like DistroKid or my BMI, it'd be like 20-cent payout. But that's part of it. It's part of making music and putting it out there. So, okay, let's see. I got a couple more questions for you here. Okay, this is a good one here. So if you could say in 3 words or less, what legacy would you like your students to learn and carry with them after they leave you?
3 words?
3 words or less.
I did it.
Nice. That's awesome. I really like that. That's okay. No notes. Good job. All right. Okay. What is one timeless song, we were just talking about generational gaps, that you believe that every young singer should learn and carry into adulthood? Like if you had just one song that, say for example, Jay, you would want her to learn and memorize and carry it into her career further, what song would that be?
That's a good one. That's a real good. Ooh.
Let me make it a little easier. What if that? Do you have a song like that? The one that you learned in your youth that you still, to this day, that still impacts you, or you still feel some type of way when you perform it? Something that you've carried through your journey from a little kid to now.
It's so much. I would say my Sunshine Band. We used to do Jesus loved the little children.
Love that song.
All the
Banger.
children of
Absolute
earth.
banger.
Yeah,
I used to sing it all the time.
I would say that one.
Okay.
That's a simple, complex, but letting them know that they are loved. Whether you big, small, little,
Right.
short, stubby,
It
chunky,
applies to everybody.
everybody. And even though they say words do hurt, a lot of times the sticks and stones may break, words do hurt at the end of the day. But knowing within yourself, I am love. And letting them know that Mr. Morgan loves you no matter what.
Yeah.
It may get on my nerves, but I still love you.
Part of love, man.
Yeah.
Part is love.
I still love you. And sharing love thing, yes.
Yeah. I like that a lot. It's because you're right. Words can hurt quite a bit. Like when we were growing up, we were taught, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. That is not true. Words can break your soul and your heart,
Oh, it's another one. Oh, it's another. We did it last Black History program. I Need You to Survive. We did that one.
Nice.
I said that was a major one, letting them know that they need somebody. At the end of the day, you need somebody to help you along the way.
Right.
You cannot do this life by yourself.
Yeah. And the moment you accept that, life gets easier.
The main words, you are important to me. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I need you. I need you to survive. Just like a flower needs water and sun at the same time. Those are two totally different things, but it needs both in order to survive.
That's deep, man. Dude, we're getting deep over here, Mr. Morgan. I like it. Okay. So that's that's the one you would like your
Yes.
Jay, get to learning it. You gotta learn it. You gotta carry it through your entire career. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, we already covered that page. Let's see. Okay, here we go. In your opinion, throughout your career, what has been your absolute best performance? Best ever. If you had to pick, if somebody asked you, hey, what's the best performance that you've ever given in your entire life? What would you say?
I'm really hard on myself. I would say I'm really hard. I would say one of the best ones, I had an opportunity to play in Baltimore, Maryland on convention stage in front of 500-600 people.
Nice.
With a choir of like 300-400 playing bass. I would say that was probably the best one because I played with some musicians from out of Chicago and they're some beasts.
Amazing.
So I would say that was one of the best. I set up that whole week, and I would say that was one of the best ones.
So that was the one that afterwards you were like, yeah, that was awesome. I did.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. I'm really hard. I miss one note. I'm just like, man, I missed that note. And I just be thinking about that. But you gotta keep moving.
Yeah, keep it pushing. That's it. Okay. So what about your best performance with a choir? Like as a director, what would you say your best performance has been with your choir, where you taught them the material?
I would say all of them. To be honest, I would say all of them. There's always been a beautiful moment at some point in time. The smiling faces, even though even though I would say with some of the dissatisfaction with them themselves, but I saw them, they took the courage to get on stage and they showed up still. No matter what mistakes they made, hey, you still showed up.
Yeah.
And you went through it.
And you did it. Yeah, exactly.
So all of them, all the Black History programs, the Christmas shows were great. Every year they're elevating, getting stronger and more confident.
So you see it as each performance we do is now going to be our next best one. Yes, because we're growing and we're constantly evolving. I like that. That's an awesome perspective. Whenever I was doing shows quite a bit, I was telling Jay, I've been performing on stage since I was 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 38 now, but I still get nervous every time.
Breathing hard and everything, like,
right. Even though you've done it a million times, and you find ways to mitigate the nervousness, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I have my little like rituals that I do before a show.
Mhm.
You know, I'll go like lay down somewhere like 10 minutes before I have to go on stage and just like let my entire body relax and just kind of meditate it out, or else I'll get all nervous and jittery.
I have different type of I guess anxiety depending on what I'm playing. A lot of time if I'm singing, I have a different anxiety. If I'm playing drums, bass,
Yeah.
like once I hit the first two notes, okay, we in this thing.
Right.
Let's go be aggressive.
Right.
One of my other best performances with the band I play with, Mike Halo and Trio, we won our competition at the Hot Springs at what's the place? Off Higdon Ferry. I can't even think of it.
The Big Chill?
Big Chill.
Okay.
We won the competition. I got best drummer of the competition. So I got a trophy and then we won money. I said, yes, we did like 5 weeks. Every Sunday we had perform and went up against other
Battle
bands.
of the Bands?
Yeah, Battle of the Bands, right.
Oh,
We won the
okay.
Battle of the Bands, yes. And I was the
Okay.
best drummer
Awesome.
on there. So that was like a highlight. I'm like, oh, I got a trophy.
Heck yeah.
So
That's
that was
awesome.
really cool.
I've played at the Chill before, and it's a interesting space, especially now that they have the upstairs and the downstairs. You know what I mean? It's two totally different vibes.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
But I like the spot, and that's awesome. I knew that there was a Battle of the Bands going on. This last year? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, last December, we won last December.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's awesome. What was the name of that band again?
Mike Halo and Trio.
Mike Halo and Trio. Cool. I'm gonna have to check that out.
3-piece. Yeah, we pretty nice. Really nice.
Okay.
Really nice.
So what would you say is your most comfortable instrument? The drums?
Depending on what style I'm playing, I would say. Depending on what style and what the music calls for.
Okay.
And
Well,
so,
what about at home? Like, what is your favorite instrument just to play around on?
bass.
Bass? That's your bread and butter, you would say?
Oh yeah.
Slap of the bass?
Love it. Love it. Piano, I play. I mean, yeah, I'm okay. But I'm a bass boy.
Okay at the piano too. I can mess around. I'm not in any way great. I would say probably my strongest instrument is the guitar, because that's just the one I've been doing it the longest. I'm just more comfortable on guitar than anything else. But I can also play bass. It kind of translates.
It does, most definitely.
But we got to jam sometime.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do drum and bass. Let's start a band.
Let's do it. You may have to play for a choir concert in the Black
That's
District.
cool with me. That's totally cool. All right.
We're always cooking it.
You heard it here first. Okay. Let's see. I got probably one more question. Oh, okay. Yeah. So everyone's, obviously we're in the middle of an AI revolution, right?
Mhm.
Everything's going to AI. How do you feel about AI in general?
It definitely has its benefits, but at the same time, it definitely has its downfalls as well.
Right. It's like any other tool,
Yeah. I mean, it's great it cuts a lot of time down on instructional time with different things, finding a valid information that you need quickly as well. And you also can learn from it. A lot of things you can learn, cooking, whatever you need to know, it has it there, but you have to be careful because some of the stuff, is it actually a reliable source?
Right. Yeah. Well, that's one big thing that everyone's concerned about is AI hallucinations. Like some certain AIs will just make things up.
Mhm.
Like you'll ask you a question.
What are you using it for? I mean, what questions are you asking?
Right. Right. It's just like a pen or a sword. It depends on the holder of the pen or the sword.
Exactly. I think they have a lawsuit on one of them where a kid ended up committing suicide because of this child was asking certain questions. They say this is how you need to do it and go about it.
Wow.
And so I saw they were having a lawsuit on there, but it's really sad. Like you can't depend on that. Still, you need to depend on yourself, and at the same time, don't look for answers within something technology when you can look to other people.
Right. Right. And there's certain things that you just can't get from AI.
No. The level of the understanding. Yeah, you can type it in, but you have to type it in.
Right. Yeah, it's prompted. It's you have to interact with it in order for it to interact with you. AI is not just going to walk up to you and be like, "Hey, how you doing today?"
Right.
There's a human element that's always going to be missing. So, do you personally use AI in your day-to-day life?
Not every day, but yeah, I definitely helps out a lot with
organization.
Or sure. Definitely organization. When I have a lot on my plate, hey, I need this.
Right.
And it definitely formats it and kills. I can do it myself, but it cuts off
in time.
Minutes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly.
So definitely.
So what do you like to use? What's your favorite platform as far?
And I don't know all of them. I just learned about DeepSeek, so that is a really nice one, and that's the only one I kind of really know.
Okay. See, I use ChatGPT most of the time.
Okay.
Especially for like studio stuff, like writing out scripts, super easy. You know, it cuts out, like you said, cuts down a lot of time on stuff that I could do, but there's really no benefit for me to do it on my own.
Work smarter.
Yeah, exactly.
And it gives you a more polished understanding. Like, oh, I didn't think about that. Definitely another perspective on
right. It's
things.
something you can bounce ideas off of. And I think what a lot of people see negatively, that like people are just typing in something and just going with that answer, which some people do, right? The way I use it is I tend to refine it over and over and over and over until I want it exactly how I would have done it anyway. Like if I was going to write a book, you know, I would probably start off by being like, hey, give me an outline, blah, 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 whatever, and then refine it to where if I would have written that book on my own, it's probably going to look something similar to it.
They just gave you the bones.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Give me the structure. So do you think that AI is, so a lot of people are afraid that AI is going to take their jobs. Do you think that you're under that category? You think there ever be an AI that can do what you do?
No,
I agree with that.
not at all. You can try, but it still won't be the same.
Right. So I've been messing around with some AI music makers, right? As a musician, you know, because it's, to build a song from the ground up is a monumental amount of work. You know, the rhythm, the melodies, the timing, the vocals, and then mixing and mastering and all that takes forever if you want to do it from the ground up. But Jay absolutely hates my AI songs because they don't seem genuine. They don't, and she's right. There's a certain sound that's not particularly genuine. You know, it's very formulaic and kind of cookie cutter sometimes.
Okay.
Like we were talking about, verse, chorus, verse, breakdown, whatever.
Bridge. Yeah.
But you can almost just, as soon as you hear it, you can almost just feel that it's not human. You know, there's almost like a lack of soul there. But in my personal experience, you can always add a little soul, you know, like you're still the user, right? So you're still a human interacting with this computer. So there is a little part of your soul going into that project, right? If you're like, oh, I don't like that, I'm switching up this here, I'm adding my own vocals here. That's something that the computer would have never thought of on its own, you know? So I don't think that AI, everyone's freaking out that AI is going to take over. I personally am not on that boat. Because I use it every day. I know how fallible it is. Like I know how many mistakes ChatGPT can make when I'm trying to get a question answered, or when I'm trying to make a song and it sounds artificial as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I personally am not on the AI is going to doom everybody and take our jobs. Now it might take some jobs, I think.
Yeah. In what aspect? You talking about the music world or just in general? Overall, yeah. Some of them, I mean, they already taken some, you know, just like at a convenience store or gas station. I went to one gas station and they had like pre-scanning thing where you just pre-scan it and you go. I'm like, oh, really? Instead of having a person in there, you just sit it on there. It automatically scans it, reads it, you pay, you out. I mean, Walmart already has it as well. All the different self-checkouts. I mean, that's AI within itself.
That's true. It is
because back in the day when you had regular Walmart, you had 15 cashiers. Right. Now you got three, 4, and then somebody walking around. Yeah, right. Man, that was the same way.
The part of the technology that, you know, you just kind of roll with. Whenever cars were invented, everybody turned to, you know, doesn't mean that nobody uses horses anymore, but a lot of people turn to the new thing. So
yeah, and a lot of things with that, I want my students to be marketable.
See, that's a great point.
Because it's so, like you said, AI is taking things, right. But at the same time, I want you to be able that you can do something that it cannot.
Right.
And you have other avenues to create generational wealth with yourself.
Right.
No, you may not be the best singer, but you can have other things. You can be you can delegate, you can be a team player, you can be a leader, you can be a spokesperson, you have a voice. So let's own in on what you can do as well and creating something for yourself now. So when you go to college, I was already built to withstand this adversity. Right. I know this. I can do this.
Right.
I can delegate. I can be a leader. I can be a section leader. I can do whatever. Because I did it.
Right. And that's something you can't get from AI.
No.
That's something that, like I said, the human determination, like you said, to stick something out, to go through with something, even if maybe you're discouraged at a point or another. That's something like your job. You'll never be able to replace your bond with the children.
No.
The charisma or the personal, emotion that goes into leading 100 choir kids. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to see what your opinion was on that, because a lot of people have mixed opinions. A lot of people are very doomsday-ish about it. I'm going to get out of the hot seat, and one of Mr. Morgan's actual choir students is going to sit down and have discourse with him, and we'll see what his teaching has impacted on her. So,
My name is Jay Munoz, and I happen to be a student of Mr. Morgan's. He's one of my favorite teachers ever. Like, in all of my years of being in school, he's definitely my favorite, and he's definitely impacted me in my life. He's like a fatherly figure to me, and his existence has been really important and has impacted me as a student. He's given me like the opportunity to find my self-worth, and like, being given the opportunity and responsibility of being president of choir has really like changed my perspective a lot. And the way he teaches, it's like, it's more than just his job. It's like it's his passion. It's something that he really puts his life into. Like, it's not like it's just his job. Like, he actually cares about his kids. He cares about them individually. He goes out of his way to, tell these kids that they're worth something. And that changes a lot of people. Like, we need more Mr. Morgans. It's been really hard for me, and like, being his student has really like impacted me in a positive way. Like, I didn't know before. Like, my confidence has really built up. Like, I didn't know I had this kind of, I don't know. I didn't know I could do certain things before having him as a teacher. And it's really helped me find who I am as a person.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I had a wonderful time, and we definitely gotta maybe do another one. And like I said, we'll keep all the ways you can donate in the description, and make sure you like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching the video.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you.